Hi everyone. In this screencast we'll take a look at how to use the Microsoft Word template for making Moodle quizzes to create a quiz or to transform an existing quiz into Moodle format for import into your Moodle question bank. Um, the plugin for doing this is found at www.finemetronome.com/Moodle, and you can see it just sitting right up here. And once you download the zip file, the contents that you'll see look like this. And it comes with a number of XML scripts, a README file for tutorial, an example. But the one that we're looking at right now is this Moodle Quiz V09, which is a Moodle document template, or sorry, a Word document template. Again, this template will only work in Windows Word. It will not work in Mac Word. But I'll double click on that and open it in Windows. And momentarily, a new document opens. Now you will notice that sitting up at the top here is a security warning because this document does have macros in it. I'm going to click Options, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to choose Enable this content. That will allow the macros to run in which you're going to create and save your document. So I'll press OK, and now it looks like just an ordinary Word document. But if I look up at the top, I'll see that I have a new menu called Add-ins. If I click that Add-ins menu, you'll see that there's a number of new options that includes multiple choice, true, false, short answer, numerical matching, missing word question, missing word blank word, true, false, cleanup, and export. And these are all buttons which will create new questions in this template. So for example, if I were to click multiple choice, you'll see that it immediately creates a question, and it says insert multiple choice question here. So I'll just say the stem of Grover is A. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing my distractors. So I'll press enter, and immediately it asks me for what is the correct answer. So I might say Muppet. And then my distractors might be and right away I have my question ready to go and ready to import into Moodle. If I just press enter now and go on to a new line, I can then create a new multiple choice, new short, true, false, short answer, etc. Another one that's really good to work with is the missing word question. Again, these are great formative tools to be able to find out, or even to help your students find out if they're ready to move on. This is a missing word question, and these are typically used for context-driven vocabulary. So once upon a time there were 3 bears. I can highlight the word bears, go up to the top and mark blank word, and you'll see bears is now highlighted. Again, this is now ready to import into Moodle. You'll see if once we pull this into Moodle, it'll say once upon a time there were 3 and then go blank. Likewise, with the first question, it'll actually write the question and scramble it. Another challenge that many teachers run into is that they already have an assessment ready to go, but it's not in this Moodle format. And the question is, how do I take an existing question and without having to paste it one line at a time, turn it into a Moodle question? So let's do a real simple one. So this is a question that maybe we've pulled in from an existing quiz or an existing test bank, and I want to change this question into a question that Moodle can handle. This is actually quite easy to do. All I need to do is go back to my home panel within Word, And one of my options is, if you look over here, is my styles. What I want to do is just at the bottom of this, there's a little drop down, and if I click that drop down, a new box appears called styles, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, including, you can see, missing word, multiple choice, and matching. What I can do now is if I actually go and select the stem for this question, all I need to do is press the Q multiple choice style here, and immediately that becomes a multiple choice question. The NHL is a correct answer, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to choose correct answer. All of these are distractors, so I'm going to highlight the whole works of them, and I am going to choose incorrect answer, and you can see the little X appears next to each of them. And just like that, I now have that question in Moodle format. This trick will import graphics as well. However, you have to make sure those graphics come from a web formatted location. So if you paste a JPEG or a GIF file into here, it'll import just fine. But if you import something like a proprietary clip art or those kinds of things, it will not import. And you'll be able to see that once it comes into the Moodle. So once I've actually created all of this, the only thing left to do is to go back to my add-ins panel, which is right here, and there's a button that says export. So I'll go ahead and press that, and immediately you see that the formatting changes a little bit. You'll see a converting window at the bottom, and then your file save window opens by itself. Before we save this, the first thing you need to do though is make sure that this is changed to an XML format. So I'll click on this window, go down to the bottom, and choose Word XML format. And now all I'm going to do is just make sure I put this somewhere where I can find it later. So I'm going to go to my desktop just because that's an easy place to find things. And I'll just push save. And I can call it something more meaningful, but that's fine for now. So at this point, I've got those questions in a format that Moodle can read, and so all I need to do is log into my Moodle. Once you're into your Moodle course, you'll notice on your settings panel at the very bottom is a selection called a question bank. If I expand that, you'll see that there's a number of options here, including categories, which you can define before you do this or after, or import, which is where I'm going to bring these questions in. All I need to do at this point is just press the import button. We saved this in Moodle XML format. If you remember, we actually did a Word XML was the export format. The category, if you have defined some, you can select those here. Otherwise, you can do that afterwards. And then, where it says import, I'm going to choose a file, upload a file, browse for my desktop where I save this. So I'll just press desktop here. And if all goes well, the file that I saved earlier, right here, the Moodle questions, is sitting here. I can press open, upload this file, and press import. You'll see immediately the stems from all three questions that's come across go over as A, once upon a time there were, and the Calgary Flames are a member of. I press continue. Those questions are now in my question bank. You can see them right here. If you actually want to see what they look like, you can just press the preview button. And now you can see that that has actually been turned into a meaningful question. Grover is a select one. Likewise, if I were to select on the fill in the blank one, the once upon a time, whoops, and select the magnifying glass, you'll see again, once upon a time there were 3, and then it's asking you to fill in the blanks. That trick will work for any number of questions, and it will work for any Word document you've created, as long as you import that from Word. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a shout, and happy Moodling.